Hello and welcome to this podcast presentation on the novel of The Story of Lucy Gault by William Trevor. From this presentation, graduate student teachers should reach the following learning outcomes. An awareness of why the text of The Story of Lucy Gault is a suitable text for a senior cycle class. Also, GSTs should become aware of the most suitable and active teaching methods which can be used while teaching the novel in the classroom. You will also develop an understanding of how best to incorporate the senior cycle skills into the lessons. GSTs will also become aware of the importance and opportunity to develop key skills in the classroom. You will develop an understanding of the necessity of how important it is to incorporate cross-curricular links with other subject disciplines. And finally, by the end of this podcast presentation, you will have gained an insight into how the teaching methods, key skills, and cross-curricular themes can be linked together while teaching the text in the classroom, and you should be able to see the benefits that come with linking these together. This novel is most definitely a suitable text for a senior cycle class. The main events of this novel take place during the 1920s, a time where Ireland was at the height of its fight for independence. This novel has a great relevance in the terms of its cultural setting for the young student readers. Also, this novel can be seen as an unconventional text, as although the time passes throughout the text, nothing really happens. I also feel that this text is one that the students may not have encountered as much in their own personal reading or reading from previous years. This novel is spoken in third person, and this point of view can be considered a less commonly encountered read by students. The first teaching method that I will discuss today is scaffolding. This is a useful method which can be used while reading and studying the text with the students. For the first few weeks, the teacher picks out the sections for the students to do close readings on. And after a while, the students can then gradually choose their own passages to read, explain, and discuss. While the students are reading these passages at home, they can then share their thoughts and ideas with the class when discussing the text in the classroom with their peers. The second teaching method that will be discussed today is called a close reading. This is where the teacher will get the students to read sections of the novel at home and carry out close reading of specific parts in the novel. In order for this teaching method to work, the teacher must ensure that the students are reading the text slowly and read the assigned piece at least twice. During the close reading, the students should underline key vocabulary and points, and then the students can discuss and summarize their findings and any key points they found in class with their peers. This can be done through the use of group work in the classroom. The third and final teaching method which will be discussed today in this podcast presentation is the creation of a comic strip. The students have an opportunity to use their creativity and imagination through this task. The teacher will assign the students into groups where they will then create a comic strip based on a central theme or a key scene from the text. This task will prove very beneficial for many learners, especially visual or kinesthetic learners. In this next slide, I will now look at how to incorporate key skills into the English senior cycle classroom. These key skills can be incorporated through the active learning methods discussed above. For example, the key skill of managing information and thinking can be developed through the use of scaffolding. By placing responsibility on the students for choosing the key moments of the text, they are then learning to evaluate what the most important parts of the novel are themselves. Also, the key skill of working with others can be developed through the use of group work when discussing the themes of the novel. The themes and place of this novel crosses links with the subject of history. The catalyst for the events of the novel is set in 1920s Ireland during the fight for independence from Britain. As this novel is about the effects of the fights in 1920s Ireland on a wealthy family, this may help students in their history classes. The teacher could try to collaborate with the history teacher to see if the students could learn or cover this part of Irish history before reading this text. Or they could perhaps study Irish history while reading the novel in their English class. This next slide will look at how the teaching methods, the cross-curricular themes, and the key skills can be linked together. The key skills and the methodologies can work together by focusing on the key moments of the story. For example, the first major key moment in this novel is in the first chapter when the captain shoots and wounds a trespasser, intent on burning down La Hardan. This key moment in the novel can be analysed through a close reading of the chapter and then through a group discussion of the importance of this event in the text. For example, if this had not happened, the Gaults would not have had to move and Lucy would not have tried to run away. Another key moment which can be used to link the three areas discussed above is where the character of Ralph goes to war. Lucy decides she will marry Ralph when he returns from the war. This key moment can be examined using the teaching method of scaffolding. By now, students should be able to see and choose this event as a key scene in the text, without direction from the teacher. If the students have an understanding of the effect that World War II had on people's lives back then, they will be able to understand why Lucy made the certain decision and why she then changed her mind. Having watched this podcast presentation, the graduate student teacher should see how the text of the story of Lucy Gault is a suitable text for a senior cycle English class. Also, GSTs should now understand the most suitable and active teaching methods which can be used while teaching the novel. You should now be aware of the importance and opportunity of how to apply and develop key skills in the classroom, and you should now appreciate the importance of cross-curricular links with other subject disciplines. And finally, you should see how the teaching methods, the key skills, and cross-curricular themes can be linked together while teaching the text in the classroom.